People have more comfort than ever, more technology, more information, more convenience. And yet, everyone feels tired, distracted, restless, like life is constantly slipping through their fingers. If you've ever thought, why does everything feel harder than it should? This video is for you. Because the problem isn't that you're lazy or unmotivated or doing life wrong. The problem is that modern life quietly forces you into hard mode and no one tells you how to switch it off. Your phone wakes you up, notifications follow you all day. Work leaks into evenings. Even rest feels productive now. You're not just living your life anymore. You're managing inputs, messages, news, deadlines, opinions, expectations. Your brain wasn't designed for constant stimulation. It was designed for focus, rhythm, and meaning. Instead, you're asked to care about everything, respond instantly, always be on, always be improving, always be available, and when you feel overwhelmed, you blame yourself. But here's the truth. A system that never shuts off eventually breaks the people inside it. But everything feels urgent. That's not an accident. Urgency keeps you scrolling. Urgency keeps you buying. Urgency keeps you chasing. You're constantly told, you're behind. You should be further along, others are doing better, time is running out, so your nervous system never relaxes. Even when you're resting, your mind is racing. That's why silence feels uncomfortable now. That's why boredom feels scary. That's why stillness feels wrong. You've been trained to avoid being alone with your thoughts. Not because you're weak, but because distraction became the default. You start living on autopilot. Days blur together. Moments lose weight. You're technically alive but not fully there. This is why people say, I don't know where the time went. I feel disconnected from myself. I'm busy but not fulfilled. Distraction doesn't just steal time, it steals meaning. And meaning is what makes effort feel worth it. Without meaning, motivation fades, energy drops, joy feels rare, life feels heavy, not dramatic. Just dull. You don't need a better routine. You don't need another strategy. You don't need to fix yourself. You need fewer inputs, fewer comparisons, fewer artificial problems. Start asking different questions. What actually matters to me? What drains me quietly? What makes time slow down? Real clarity doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from creating space. Space to notice. Space to reflect. Space to feel. That's when life stops feeling like a race and starts feeling like something you're part of. Letting life be simple again. You weren't meant to process the entire world. You were meant to live your corner of it. When you slow down, you hear yourself again. You notice small wins. You feel grounded. And suddenly, life doesn't feel lighter because it changed. It feels lighter because you did. You're not broken. You're just overloaded. Life isn't asking you to run faster. It's asking you to pay attention. If this video resonated with you, stick around. I post content about modern life, mindset, and clarity without the noise, hype, or pressure. Follow me for more.